Greetings, community. It's Kevin of Venture Being Comics, and I'm here to bring you another edition of This Week's Signed Books. This week, I'm focusing on, Mr. Cody Ziglar. The reason why is I end up seeing him today at a Galaxy of Comics, is the name of the store, signing event that was also celebrating their 15th year anniversary. It was rather spectacular. There was a lot of people that showed up. There was a lot of books on sale. I showed a lot of restraint. At the same point, I exercised a little bit of stupidity. So at the same point, I end up getting a lot of books signed. I also did have great conversations with Cody, and I guess without just speaking words, I would like to go ahead and show you what I got signed, along with some of the conversations that we had. Now, to start off, I want to go ahead and make mention of those in which that decided to go ahead and hang out with me, and that is TK. Appreciate you being here, buddy. Yeah, I ended up going to a signing event / a celebration for a 15th year anniversary celebration of the shop. At that signing event, Cody Ziglar was there. Now, those of you may catch on the rewind, or maybe TK and which that you may have seen, I end up doing a show where I end up showing how I make my own window boards. Now, I also make the window boards to where it has a little flap. The idea behind the flap is to try to protect the front of the comic. After which it is signed, before which it is signed, and just in a proper storage to where it makes it a little bit more, sturdy. By having another board on there, creates a little more rigidity. Now, the idea also, as I made mention, is to protect the signature that I just got. However, sometimes, in the case of what just happened today, it does stick. Now, I ended up getting so many signatures, and the way that they got signed was the first time ever to where the individual signed it and then closed the flap immediately and then started placing books on top. I did have a little concern, but not too much initially until I got home. And then the concern, which was rather minimal, turned into a reality, which was kind of ugly. So let's show some of the ugliness. First, let's go ahead and show you what I mean. After which I get a book signed, which is inside this window board. As you see, it's just a board there. I normally don't flip the flap back over, and you can see why. Sometimes if the ink is still fresh, it will stick. You have to give it a little time. Oh, hey, how you doing? An unhappy camera. You have to get it a little bit of time to go ahead and dry. In the case of today, that did not transpire on any of the books. I am going to show you right now the worst example, which is right there. That got ugly. Now, Cody has a rather unique signature, and this is a terrible example due to the fact that, yes, I said the board stuck to there. Now, being that it's going into my PC, it is what it is. I'm not sniveling too much. It's just, as you see, I'm far from infallible, and things do happen. So I do have, I think there was like 2, maybe 3 books that happened. That's the worst case example. So let's get through some of these signed books. You need to take the book. You know what? I'm not wearing my glasses. Well, really what I need to do is, after it's signed, like you said, I do. But being that in the case of some signing events, the artist, or in the case of this, the writer, they surround themselves with books to where there's nowhere to put them. And when I had them, I grabbed almost like 2 at a time, because he would sign. His signature was quick. He would sign one, put it to the side. He would flap it, put it to the side, and sign another one, and put one right on top. So I was trying to grab it and kind of air it out and then put them off to the side. It was happening quick. And there was a line that was starting to develop. So I was more of a victim of the circumstance than it was just a bad practice. This was the first time it's ever been like that. So, I mean, like I said, I will polish my practice. So this was signed by Mr. Cody Ziglar. So it's the What If issue number 1. He also did What If issue number 5. Along with the first Spider-Punk series, miniseries that he did. Now, I was talking to him about how he felt about writing for Spider-Punk. Now, first, what he ended up telling me is, as a person that loves punk rock and plays punk for years, it's this one is signed on the inside. I highly recommend whenever you get any type of foil, have it signed on the inside cover, meaning the cover of what you see here, cardstock. The reason why it will absorb nice and clean, and it does not usually run onto the next page over. You can almost close it immediately. All you have to do is flap it 2 or 3 times, and it's nice. So, yeah, that was one. So cool thing is, I ended up getting this 1 in 25 bought there, and you end up seeing that right there. I like the fact that I end up putting these things into these hard books. Oh, here we go. And I got another one. Now this one I already had, and he signed it on the opposite side. Let's take a little inspection look. Nada, nada, nada. I got away with murder. So that's that one. What else did I have? Oh yeah, okay. So this was this is the one that dropped. But the cool thing is, this is in a comic clear. This thing is in like full on sturdy. It's fiberglass. I mean, damn, that's all right. It's acrylic technically. All right, so I already showed that. I already showed the one behind it, right? What did I? Yeah, I got. All right, Spider-Punk and the Miles Morales or the What Ifs are done. Moving on, moving on, moving on. As I was speaking to him, and he told me that he played guitar, I asked, did you feel like you got to make this character your own? He said, the beauty was that Marvel, after I made my pitch, speaking for Cody, they really allowed me the freedom to almost do what I wanted. So I got to kind of tailor make this character semi-modeled after how I feel the character would be, and at the same point, I put in some of my input of some of my own stuff. I said, no way. He's like, yeah. So I really thought that was kind of cool that he not only made it some of his own, but literally some of his own, which I thought was really cool. Christina be dancing with me. So hey, I appreciate you being here, Las Cruces. And here we go. So this is the Miles Morales, the volume that's presently out. You end up signing it right there. What I do like about where he decides to end up signing this is rather unintrusive to the art. Kind of appreciate that. Probably better off doing something like that. Okay. You know what? There we go. So I got two. We're going to end up seeing. I should just go ahead and double everything up in the sense of how I show it. And then he's never seen these covers, which, kind of fits the way he signs a signature with the graffiti covers, doesn't it? I'm just saying. And then, all right. So this is one of them that got on the cover. Right there. A little bit. Caught the cover. This is a 1/100. So I was a little, but at the same point, you know what? Like I said, it's going to my PC. By the way, did I mention I have two of those? Yeah. Kind of consistent on the signatures. Just saying. I like where you put them too. Right into the buildings. It's cool. All right, and then these guys. I believe these are the 1/25s. So also what he ended up telling me is that he was having so much fun and taking tidbits of how it influenced, he feels, both in the movie and how the movie semi-influenced him. He knew that he was going to end up taking little tidbits that he felt that he had fun with watching in the movie, but he also, like I said before, wanted to make it definitively his own. After doing the pitch and end up doing the majority of the writing, which he's essentially completing right now, I got the impression he's looking forward to doing something a little more extensive with the character and being able to further develop it. As we well know, in 5-issue minis, you're kind of strapped on the realm, in which that you can develop a character. It tends to come in little pieces, and you hope that down the road, especially for readers that continuously read these little minis, can put it all together in another mini down the road that kind of I guess, stands on the shoulders of those pre-existing volumes. So it is difficult unless you are afforded 2-3 arcs to do something with the character extensively. I think that was what I was feeling, was probably his only gripe, though he at no point did he ever really have any complaints. I just felt that he had so much to give to the character, but was restricted due to the fact it was only going to be a 5-issue mini. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I still got just a little bit more. I got that one, I did that one, and I got issue number 2 with the tidbits of some appearances. So these I'm calling, I guess, my key ones. So issue number 2, which I did too. All right, the cover A's. Now this is the first full appearance of Ramble. This, in my opinion, is one of the best examples of one of the newer villains to be introduced to a Spider-Verse, especially in the case of Miles. That is really a threat and heavy on her own. I really dig the character, and I like how it's developing. So I'm looking forward, as it is developing back into Ramble coming back, how it's affecting Miles and how he's dealing with it, because he's having some significant difficulties dealing with this character, and he's never been getting a break ever since Carnage. Seems like a situation after situation after situation has been hitting him. As I made mention about the graffiti one on issue 1, which I think he did see on 2, he didn't see this on 2. He never saw these covers. It's like, man, I don't know where you're getting these things from, but I'm gonna have to find these things. Like, really? It's like, yeah. Wow. So I guess he didn't have a foil. He didn't have those. He didn't have foil of the Spider-Punk. Here's a design variant for Rabble. And then issue 6, which is Speedster, a Speedster. Not the Speedster, but I'm trying to remember the name right now, but I can't. So these are also little keys. Really dig this cover, though. Come on, seriously. Yeah, I love it. And then from full appearance. But look at this. This is the design variant for this costume, which he was only using it for a little bit, but damn, it's not sick. Yeah. Hey, so those are the holy Makatuni. I don't even know who they got. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it's just this one stack. Holy shit. Cool thing is I've been able to get it to where I don't usually take up that much time. Now, again, I counted out 10 there. There's 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I had 25 books signed today at Galaxy of Comics. I love to thank Galaxy of Comics. I'd like to congratulate them on the 15-year anniversary. They held a great event. There was a lot of people there. I also have some picks that I would not only like to share, but also explain. Cody was more than understanding in signing my books. He was more than gracious in signing my books. The guy was a super nice guy. I met him first over at LA Comic-Con, and after talking to him just a little bit, and there was a little bit more than I even made mention now, I had a ball with the guy. He's such a nice guy. This was one of the cakes that they had there. Seriously, they had a Spider-Punk cake. So freaking cool. We got to celebrate. We got to eat cookies. And just had a ball of a time. There's, after a while there, because I ended up getting there early, so did Cody. The line started to develop, not necessarily just because I was taking a little bit, which, again, out of 25 books, probably took me, I think I must have spoke to him for maybe 3 to 4 minutes. I was able to pump all those things out and get him out of there. And I was able to get probably about a half a dozen questions thrown at him, and he was more than gracious to answer, and it was just smiles the whole time. And the inside of both in his personal life and what he's doing with the character and what's happening over at Marvel, as far as his freedom and what they're allowing him to do with the character, was just insightful and wonderful, all wrapped into one. Another one of those logged in memories. And this is why I do it. I appreciate you guys sharing my memory and my time with me and going through all the books and what's that I got signed. And for, future times that I end up doing this, or How Random Is That, which is another show that I do, Kmart, Kevin Most Anticipated Reads Tomorrow. I'm also going to be doing an unboxing rather soon of all my pre-orders. For all these and more, please like, subscribe, and that's it for me, Entropy. Appreciate you being here. Take care.